Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're here this Monday morning, right before Christmas, 1 week from today. Well, we're excited here. We're going to have a great week in Panhandle Outdoors and doing a lot of neat things and some good guests coming on and some really good information. And hopefully you about wrapped up your Christmas shopping. I know most of you guys have, and most of you ladies have. It just goes with the territory. I laugh every year. We always say we're going to get it done early. We've got most of it done, but it gets, as your kids and grandkids get older, to me, it seems like it's harder to buy for them and pick out. It seems like they have everything. So that's why we're always looking for something unique and all, and to get each one of them. And it becomes a challenge. And I think you know what I'm talking about. But we've really done some good local shopping. We bought some stuff online. A lot of our viewers we've talked to are buying some stuff locally and all. So that's great. Makes us all feel good. Let's get with our weather now. Brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin and Highway 77. As that registration goes through Wednesday of this week. So if you want to register for that next semester. High today is going to be 74. That's warm, isn't it? And low 64. So it's going to be a pretty decent day today, except rain is in the forecast. You know, rain is going to be rainy today and tomorrow. A little bit last night, all in the viewing area. So be prepared for that. Water temperature is right at 69 degrees, and our moon forecast. But every Monday we'll like to do a Monday moon forecast or report, because it's really not a forecast. We know exactly what the moon's going to do. This is brought to us by Sandhill Seafood, and run up there and get checked out on it. Tonight we're in a new moon, brand new moon tonight, and our next full moon, believe it or not, will be next year. That's right, January the 1st will be our next full moon, so be prepared for that. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Well, really good tides. There's good tides this past weekend, some more good tides this week. A really good week to go fishing, especially day after the rain clears out. It'll be some good time to go. Tide chart. It was always brought to us, like I say, by Kent Forest Lawn. Marine forecast, south-southwest about 10 to 12. So it's going to be pretty hectic out there as far as the wind blowing and rain. So let's take our break, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back, folks. Glad you're here this morning. Got a big week. I know a lot of y'all, like I say, we're doing this last-minute shopping and all, but don't forget to take time to yourself. And Jeff and I were just talking before the show. The craziness in the drivers really comes out this time of year. There's some amazing drivers out there, and they sort of have this tunnel vision. So watch out for them. Bill Shields and I had an incident last week on our trip to Apalachicola. We're coming back, and we were going through that Chick-fil-A parking lot over there in Parker and all. We had to get off Highway 98. We had to get on through there. And Bill was driving, had a boat behind him, so he had to get on off of Highway 98 because traffic's coming. And this lady was trying to pull out, but we couldn't stop there and get run over, so we had to keep going. And man, she just sat on the horn. And we just, all three of us busted out laughing because, you know, we couldn't help it, but she was upset about it. So we apologize, lady, if you're watching the show. All right, let's look at some pictures over here now. This first one. Oh, Fred Meyer sent this. He and Drew Benton get together every year and do some hunting. What's neat about it, they go on public land and get some big bucks every year. So here's Fred. What an awesome morning we had. Great times and great memories. Thank you for taking me, Drew. We always make it interesting, and this is on public land there. That's a nice buck right there, Drew and Fred Myers. Okay, now, my buddy Brad Tillman, he sent a set of pictures. This is really cool. I'm going to read it. I'm going to read about each one of them and then show you the picture. This first one, this is me with my 8-point kill in Texas over Thanksgiving after raising 2 sons who both love to hunt. I've always been their guide. We know that feeling. And seldom place myself above them as a hunter. This time, I scored with my personal best. He's going on the wall. Check this out, Brad. Look at Brad Tillman. That is a nice buck. That's going to be a nice mount. Okay, next one he sent. Darylyn, this would be his mother-in-law, and Darylyn, one of my former students, Carl Andrews and Darylyn, they dated way back in the school days at Rutherford, some of my very first students. This is Darylyn Andrews with her buck killed in Texas, guided by her husband, Carl Andrews. She's enjoying her, listen to this now, she's enjoying her newfound sport of hunting, having just retired from Bay District Schools in August, after 28 years of teaching in the elementary classroom. Congratulations, Darylyn. We're so proud of you, and check out this. Look at this buck right here. And she's into hunting now. I'm hearing more and more stories of people retiring and getting into hunting. I heard about Jack Reese, who's been fishing, one of the former pastors here in town. He's into hunting now. How do you pronounce this? Aldad? This is John Carl Tillman, 7 years old, with his ram. He was guided by his grandfather, Carl Andrews, in Texas over Thanksgiving. Santa's going to have this one mounted for his Christmas gift. His favorite part of the event was sharing the adventure with Mrs. Roxanne Register's second grade class at Deer Point Elementary. Check that out. Cool picture. Those rams are really big, and we'll have some of that meat at the Highland Park Baptist. Western Tillman killed this 7-point buck on his uncle's ranch in Texas over Thanksgiving while being guided by his grandfather, Carl Andrews. Carl's been busy. It's his best buck to date. Check it out. That's a good, that Texas hunting is something else on those ranches out there. And then Mary, this is J.C.'s wife. Mary and J.C. went to Mosley a little while back. Good folks right there. This is Mary's first successful hunt. And she may be hooked. So you can see where this whole family, a couple of generations, 3 generations hunting together and all. And there she is right there. Pretty lady with a pretty ram right there, okay? And then here's one more. A big hog they brought in. So congratulations, Brad. Thanks for sending all those pictures and all. So I just wanted to touch base with those pictures, and we got some more all coming up. But let's see. I did want to mention we're talking about water temperature now. Let's jump into that. I just want to show you the graph of the whole year, the water temperatures here in the Gulf, because we're at a situation where we're about to hit these short days. This winter equinox is coming in about 2 days. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow's show. But check out this graph, and this is a whole year graph now. This is starting in January. Now the coldest water of the year comes in usually. They're saying around the warmest, the 10th of February each year. February the 10th is about the coldest water temperature we're going to get. Then it's going to start warming up, and at the top of the curve there, about July the 23rd. And that's the average date of the warmest water temperature, July 23rd. So you can see right there in the course of 12 months what happens to our water temperature. And of course we talk about the migratory routes and everything, but always notice it's just a really strong jump there, March and April. End of March, beginning of April, it really starts going up. So I just want to show you that graph, and maybe you can have a better grasp of what's going on with that, okay? Also, let's take a break. I'll come back and talk about the chronic wasting disease, okay? Okay, welcome back. We're mentioning about the chronic wasting disease. We've talked about it before on here, and I went to the CEOPA conference up there in Kentucky. It's a big topic of conversation. I know Kenny Ballstick has a place up there in the Midwest. It's a bacterial infection that gets into deer, and we don't have it here in the Southeast, but all the southeastern states have been really strong in making sure everyone knows about not bringing back that whole deer back from the mid parts. And I'm bringing it up because so many hunters now going out in the Midwest, Kentucky, Iowa, and places like that. And I just want to show you the map right here. This is where they have some the cases and all. Kentucky's okay, but getting on into Illinois, especially out in the Midwest around Iowa and Kansas, you can see all these cases here where they have it. They're nowhere in the Southeast. Ironically, looking at Arkansas, I put it right there in the center of the page, and there's some northern counties in Arkansas that has it. So that's the closest one to us. But once it gets in a herd, they really have trouble eradicating it. And we'll talk more about that, and I'm going to have some biologists come on also. In fact, I pulled out some articles. This was just recently. 1 in 4 deer in Iowa, in one of these counties, 1 in 4 had the chronic wasting disease. Also, this article here I was reading, this was like last week's article, 87 new cases in northern Arkansas. That's the counties of course, they tested 4,000 deer and only 87 new cases of it. But anyway, so be aware of that chronic wasting disease there. I wanted to also mention, I get a lot of pictures this time of year, and one of the things I wanted to mention to y'all about taking pictures and all, here it is right here. Some rules of sending in pictures of hogs or deer, some kind of game and all. We have this constant struggle and challenge. Challenge is a better word than struggle, the sport of hunting and making sure it looks good for everybody and all that. And now hunters to hunter pictures, okay, but when we show pictures, we try to hold off as much blood, showing blood as possible. And I know you get excited in the moment, and a lot of times, but when I show a picture or anybody shows a picture and I got blood splattered all over it, these people who are sort of on the borderline or pro-hunting or anti-hunting, they'll see that and they get sort of turned off by it. So always sort of clean up your pictures and all. Those we just sent by Brad. He has some good pictures. So remember that. I know as hunter to hunter, it's no problem at all. I'm just telling you, I know there's some folks out there that's looking for us to do something that they don't like. And say, oh, you see that all that old bloody stuff on there? So when you send the pictures in, here's what the 5 deer pick rules, okay? To just make it a better picture. First of all, try to keep it natural. Those tailgate shots are really good, but boy, it's even better to me if you got them out there in the woods and got the woods in the background and got the kid holding the horn. It's really neat to have the natural background. Number 2, I just mentioned that, keep it tasteful. Number 3, make sure if you have the gun in the picture, make sure the gun is in a safe position and pointing away from everybody, okay? I've seen pictures before where that gun's been in a precarious position. So make sure the gun's in a safe position. And the lighting. A lot of times, we'll get pictures with the sun behind you. You never have the sun behind you, especially late afternoon, because it's real shadow and all. So always get that light, coming toward the subject. That's just some basic rules. And the last one, take plenty of pictures. Now, with phone pics and all, it's not like the old Kodak, but you just click away. But take different angles and all, take plenty, and just delete the ones you're not going to use. So that's some good stuff there. Just want to make sure you're aware of that. Okay, we were on the water last Wednesday, and I was thinking, we got down there about 1 or 1:30. It was warm. It wasn't extremely warm. It was just real comfortable. And so Bill Allen and Bill Shields and myself, we left some of our clothes in the truck, and then when it got dark, it was 48 degrees when it got dark, 48 degrees, and then we're coming back at about 45 miles per hour. Well, it's just downright cold. And I was laughing, Bill, we always are just hunkered down and we had a way to get back to the landing. But I just wanted to remind you, the cold weather is on us, and a lot of times you don't realize it's cold until you're already out there and it's too late. So hypothermia, you certainly don't want hypothermia to set in. I always think when I go down to that area around that St. Mark's River or Goat Island and all, if we have boat trouble or something, or if we get stranded or if somebody falls in and it's really sort of isolated, and you gotta make sure you stay warm. And hypothermia, your body temperature is 98.6, but once your body temperature starts getting below about 94, hypothermia it goes ahead and starts setting in, and you don't even know it at the time, but really when you realize it's way too late. Now, if somebody in your boat or something or out in the woods gets hypothermia, you just want to warm them up. You don't rub them, and you don't give them alcohol or caffeine. You think a good cup of coffee, but they say stay away from caffeine and alcohol. But you want to just warm up the torso, this part right in here, and the head and neck. Try to take off your jacket if you can and warm them up. And if they're going to be shivering and they're going to be speech will be slurred, and you start seeing just a little bit of that. It doesn't reverse itself automatically. It has to have help. And hypothermia, body temperature just keep going down, and it can be real dangerous. But anyway, getting back to dressing. First of all, you want to dress in layers, and we're good about dressing in layers. I had like 4 shirts on, but I didn't have. The number one thing is have on top of all that stuff, have your windbreaker on. Now, Bill Allen had his windbreaker on, so he was okay, but he was running the boat. But I didn't have my windbreaker on. I have a frog tog, and that keeps all that heat inside. So make sure you have something to break the wind. I'm talking about being out on a boat, going out on the water at a good rate of speed when it's really cool. And also those vests. The vest itself is so good. Right underneath, you want your arms free. You want to be able to move around and everything. And those vests are really good. So if you do get wet, try to take off those wet clothes, because that's what's going to suck the heat out of your body. So that's going, it's going to draw it out. So keep those wet clothes. If your leg gets wet or something, stepping in the water, if you can, always try to take some dry clothes. I know we always used to have something in a bag or something. Take some dry clothes with you if you're going to be in the water in cold weather and all. So those are just some of the things I wanted to mention. Okay. Now we got cold weather coming up. Like I said, we would always talk about. We don't do much fireworks, but as a kid growing up, we would do fireworks. And my dad would just buy my brother and I a big old pack of firecrackers and something called cherry bombs. Now, I don't know, I get a nostalgic feeling every time I think about cherry bombs because those were big enough you could throw. I pulled out a picture of them right here, okay? Cherry bombs. Some people call them globe salutes, okay? And we've had them, they started way back. The ones that we used, these are different sizes, about here in the middle of the screen there. That's about the ones we use right there. But each one of those squares is like a half an inch. That green one, that looked like a grenade. But these are just some of the ones we use. And some of the most fun we ever had. And we never had any kind of accidents with them. We would light firecrackers, but those cherry bombs, we could throw them and hit things and explode. And it was just so much fun as a kid. My brother and I put them under cans and all that. So as we look back on it, that was not safe things to do. But we didn't know any better. And Dad knew that we were going to be safe with them, but we didn't ever have an accident. So as fireworks season comes up on the holidays, I just want to urge you to, I don't even know if they still make cherry bombs. They still make them? They do? I don't know. I haven't seen them in a long time. But I know they would go underwater sometimes, blow underwater, and the most memorable experience I ever had, I'll share it with you real quick. We had woods behind our house with a little stream in it, and I would always, that was my exploring place. And I went down there it was during the winter, during Christmas holidays, had some cherry bombs, and looking down a little cliff that goes into the stream, and I saw a water moccasin. So I lit the cherry bomb and rolled it down there. It was a perfect demolition. I mean, I probably couldn't do it ever again, but it rolled down there. Just when it got to water moccasin, it exploded. And I never will forget, and I wish I had a video of it, part of that water moccasin, he blew his tail, the back end of him just went straight up in the air, just like that, and came right back down, just blew him in half. And as a little, 9, 10-year-old, that was just exciting to me. I probably shouldn't have done that, but anyway, if you get those cherry bombs and firecrackers, be careful with them. Let's take a break, we'll be right back. Welcome back, and look who just walked in. Good morning.
I warned you about keeping the door locked.
I know.
No, you'd be liable to wander in here off the street. No telling what'll come in.
It's hard to keep the riffraff out of here.
It is. It is.
Glad you came in. We're going out to breakfast right to finish here. But anyway, let me do fishing game times first. Only one time, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers, only one time right in the middle of the day, 12:02 to 2:02. And you were behind the camera when I was talking about the cherry bombs and all, and you mentioned the M80s.
Yeah.
And
that was like, if I remember, that somebody said that was the equivalent to like a quarter stick of dynamite or something.
that's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, the things you do when you're young.
You just sort of shudder now. I can't believe I did that.
Kind of like when they made yard darts with those great big steel darts that you threw back and forth, wound up basically at each other. So.
But yeah, we look at those things, and we wouldn't do anything like that. But yeah, we look at those fishing and hunting days, and we keep doing those.
That's right.
But this time of year, we're riding. We went fishing last week, and we had a great time. And this is a week before Christmas. The water temperature is going down, and you and Greg going fishing pretty soon, or what?
Real soon.
Real soon.
Yeah, like this afternoon soon, probably.
It's been a fascinating 2 weeks. There've been some nice fish caught.
Yeah. Actually, I talked to Stan Cooper last night.
Yeah.
Who was back in town for a little while, from the maker of Stan stuff, and great captain. And he was telling me that he was out with Georgia and his wife. They pushed up in some backwater and found just a pile of trout stocked up in there. Had a great trip. I mean, folks, now he can catch fish.
Yeah, he can. I love, you can go. It's a lot more isolated. I mentioned this on the show Friday. A lot more isolated now. Not many people out there, because a lot of us in the woods too.
Yeah.
And have you had a chance to do any hunting yet?
Just during archery season, and then, I've just been busy and gone, and it's been difficult to go. But I'm gonna try to rectify some of that the first part of the year. But those trout get turned on in Appalachia. It's going to be difficult for me to be sitting in a tree when I can be sitting in that boat.
That's just, I was telling them again, that's really a special place. I want to urge folks who have a chance to just go in there and explore that place. You can still get lost. I mean, you still get lost in it. I know we're coming back on Wednesday, and you made a wrong turn. Many years you've been down there. Went by the old sailboat, and
it was dark. There's that new houseboat.
Yeah.
And I was looking at that houseboat, and lost concentration for a minute about where I was. Bill's in the front waving, going, that way. So I had to back off a little bit there.
So make sure with electronics and all that, you're still in good shape. You still got an opportunity to get lost pretty quick down there.
You have to pay attention. You have to pay attention. I got the GPS staring at me right here, and I'm looking at that new houseboat situation, and I guess I was going to check it out. So.
Well, okay. What about anybody catching any redfish? You heard any stories on redfish?
Yeah, there are a lot of redfish being caught. Not necessarily big redfish, but well, I'm especially happy when I get reports or talk to people about they're catching rat reds and those small. So there's been a good population, a good breeding population, and I love those small reds because they grow into big reds.
I know, and I saw some pictures last week on Facebook. Steve Bachman and Justin and some of those guys went out fly fishing and caught some redfish and all.
Yeah.
Which wintertime fly fishing, you don't see a lot of that.
Well,
it's profit. I mean, you can catch fish, people just don't do it.
Yeah, it's you have that concentrated group of people who fly fish and love to do it. It's not easy, No. I mean, it takes some work. I dearly love it, but you've got that, and especially that group right there. Steve Bachman is. If you want to fly fish, he's a guy. Talk to
that's
Steve.
His passion.
He's good. He ties his own leaders. He's the real deal.
We're gonna run out of time. You ready to go get some breakfast?
I am.
You came by. We're gonna go run get some breakfast, and thank y'all for watching. And Bill, we're gonna fish maybe sometime this week. We got to fish before Christmas.
For sure.
We're gonna make a short trip. Okay, thank y'all for watching Panhandle Outdoors. Always great to bring you this show, and Bill and I enjoy doing it. So you do something good for someone today. Hey, you have a great day. Enjoy the outdoors, and God bless.
God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.